Softball After Dark here in Delaware as we get set for Game 2 of our opening day doubleheader at the Senior League Softball World Series on this beautiful Monday night in Lower Sussex as we get set for the team from Latin America and Brazil taking on Southwest out of Texas. 10 teams have all made their way here to the World Series. We have 2 pools of 5 teams each. Each team will get 4 pool opponents. The 4 best records in each pool advance into the elimination stages. 8 remaining teams then all vie to be crowned the champion come Saturday. We find ourselves in Pool A. Already 1 game played here in this pool. Delaware, the host team, taking down East out of Pennsylvania 9-5 earlier this afternoon as we get set for our second game in Pool A. Again, Latin America taking on Southwest. And with that, we welcome you into Lions Field alongside SEC champion Riley West. I'm Dorian Kraft. Riley, there's always something so fun about playing under the lights, but when you wait this long, especially on a day this big like opening day, it can be tough to get going.
Yeah, a lot of excitement for these girls under the lights. It kind of always feels different. The game feels faster, but like you said, they had opening ceremonies earlier. They got to watch a ton of softball, but now it's time for them to play some ball.
For Latin America, manager Fernando Oda has his team playing well. They're playing together. And for their lineup, they're going to be a little bit different maybe than some of the teams that we'll see. Yes, they have power throughout, but they also have speed to burn.
Yeah, they told us that they are proud, that they're great hitters, they're fast, and they have smart base running.
A ton of lefties as well.
A ton of lefties. That's an advantage, definitely, on that side of the box, closer down to first base. But like we said, they got speed on all parts of this lineup.
Well, that lefty-heavy lineup is going to be difficult as they face Alexandria Gonzalez, the ace in the circle for Southwest.
Gonzalez is going to have a fast, a change, a screw, and her change, her coaches told us, is her best pitch. So I'm excited to see how she can throw it in all counts. I'm excited to see what kind of changeup it is, whether a flip change earlier with Canada and Trammell, great pitching performance. We kind of saw a change where she curled her index finger. So when you have multiple speeds, that's what makes pitchers reach that next level.
The defense for Southwest playing behind Gonzalez. Emiliano is behind the plate. Puente, Mesa, Trevino, Cuyer over at third base, and then around the outfield left to right, you have Amaya Nuncio and Gianna Amendiz out there in right field. Top of the order for Latin America, it'll be the shortstop, Mariana Sonora. 17-year-old says her special talent is cooking. I'm always jealous of people that can cook. That is so not my skill set.
Yeah, maybe after this game or later on this week, she can bring us something that she can whip up.
You're just hungry because we've been here all day at the field and waiting for these games to get going.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of food already today. I said it earlier, my stomach was growling talking about lasagna. So I'm excited to get through some of these girls and see what their favorite foods are and some of their hobbies, because that's the fun part of being on this side, being able to learn about the players, get to tell their stories, but also learn some cool facts about them.
So we already mentioned the lefty-heavy lineup for Latin America. As a table setter in Sonora, what is the goal coming out here in this opening at bat?
It's definitely to see a lot of pitches and to get on at all costs. But if you don't get on, it's good to work count so you can pass information to the rest of your lineup. We know that Gonzalez's best pitches are changeup, but Brazil, they don't know. So this is what they have to do with their first batter, is see what she throws.
And a first pitch strike called by home plate umpire Jaime Rosado Perez. Cassandra Trammell threw a gem in the opening game on this field for Canada. An 11 strikeout, 2-hit performance is the count 1-1 to the leadoff hitter from Brazil.
And already you can see that changeup being worked in. Miss low in the zone for a ball, but something that all pitchers at this level are starting to really develop and make an elite pitch.
Ball stays outside, 2-1.
You can tell with how loud these dugouts are, the crowd, that they have been waiting all day to play.
Laced foul down the third base line. That had an extra charge to it. I love to see that from the team from Sao Paulo, on their feet, chanting. You wouldn't know that they've been waiting for hours to play. The 2-2. Off speed, lifted out to left field, hanging up and makes the play. It's caught out in left field by Loera for the first out.
You kind of underestimate how difficult that play is for a left fielder, because with a lefty batter, you get lefty tail, meaning it's always going to kind of shift in the air towards the left field line. So Lorella in left field did a really good job of tracking it, and kind of sometimes you have to overrun it.
First pitch ball to the second hitter in the lineup, Rafa Nakamura. Make it 2-0. And Riley, you were a catcher. For me, I hated facing, as a third baseman, I hated facing a lefty lineup because it puts so much pressure on the defense. What was your perspective as a catcher?
Yeah, it is really tough. A lot of pitchers aren't used to lefty batters, so it's harder to go in on them. So left side of the defense got to have a head on a swivel, predominantly go outside to lefties, but as a catcher, it's not something you're used to. So I'm going to be right there in agreement. I didn't love it as much as you're used to the comfortability of right-handed batters.
And you can already see the pressure of the lefties on the Southwest defense. Corners have been sneaking in on every single pitch, trying to be ready for a potential bunt or slap. Swinging away, driven out to left field, and again tracked down by Loera. She's been busy early.
And that lefty spin off the bat. I like the little dance move from her out there as well. I'd be feeling it too if I made two outstanding plays, and this one was even better. Look at how she's able to track that ball, keeps her glove tucked to the last second. After she caught it, even running in foul, that's how far it tails towards the line.
A no let up on the lefty side of the plate from Latin America. Beatriz Nagasawa standing in, shows bunt, pulls back, and takes the first pitch strike.
Her coaches told us that she is smart and versatile, especially smart up at the plate. So just reads the defense and makes it happen.
Tapped back foul, 0-2. The 0-2, off speed, chopped to second, over to first in time as Latin America goes down 1-2-3 behind a 13-pitch inning. Southwest will come to bat in the home half of the first. Welcome back. No score yet in the bottom half of the first inning as Latin America taking a full bow, getting set to face the Texas batting order under manager Tony Puente. And this is also a Texas team that can certainly fill up the scorebook. Couple of run rule victories through their regional tournament.
Yeah, just looking for that bat explosion to come alive in this first game. We kind of saw it with Canada game one, heating those bats up. It's so essential. Your first game of the tournament, knocking off some of those nerves, and the best way to do it is by putting people on and getting them in.
In the circle for Latin America, Isabella Tavaraya.
And her coaches told us that she has a lot of rotation on her pitches, so a lot of spin, a lot of movement, also has a really good changeup. So that's what we're seeing, a lot of pitchers being able to change speeds, throw off the timing of batters, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking for from Tavaraya.
Defense for Latin America. GS behind the plate, playing with Tavaraya. Takahama at first, Matsumoto at second, Sonoda at short, and Matsumoto at third. Takimoto, Nakamura, and Nagasawa around the outfield, left to right. Latin America, they feel like their defense is also strong. We talked about how quick they are at the plate. They also feel like that translates well into their defensive play.
Yeah, they told us a lot of people can move right to left. And so they're trusting their defense with their pitching, being able to make the plays behind them, and there's no better feeling as a pitcher than to know if you let a batter get a barrel on your ball, the defense behind you has your back.
Standing into the plate first for Southwest, it was the hero of the top of the first inning, Ava Loera, who made a couple of fantastic plays out in left field to start things off. It's not just a softball star, plays volleyball, basketball, and track. You saw that speed.
Yeah, she's an athlete. She's also a switch hitter. Coaches said she's like a Swiss Army knife. She can do it all. I wonder if we're going to see her from both sides.
First pitch swinging away. Listen, these hitters, they have been waiting, and they are already getting after it to start.
We talked about how late it is. They've been waiting all day to play. And Avalorella, she even said that she played softball to get out the house. And so what a better way than to get out the house at the Senior Little League World Series at night, playing with your friends.
I think it's taking it a step beyond getting out of the house. Is that taken low and out, 1-1. There's favorite softball team, the Texas Longhorns. No surprise there. The 1-1. Call strike 2.
Favorite team, Texas Longhorns, but favorite player, Nigeria Kennedy.
True.
So Texas Tech and Texas, a little controversial, matched up in the World Series
Championship. Maybe she was a friend from when Kennedy pitched at Washington. The 1-2, right back up the middle. Scoots through underneath the glove of Matsumoto, and Loera is on with a leadoff single.
And she just got her crowd excited. I love this swing, not even using a follow-through, just staying through it, palm up, palm down. Those knocking knuckles lined up.
Mia Mesa, the second baseman. First pitch driven high out to right field. It's hanging up as she's retired on the flyout.
And I really like that the Southwest team has been swinging on first pitch. Both of the first two batters attacking from the very beginning. Hitters counts, those 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, even 1-1 is where you can do your best damage. And I like this approach from this Texas team.
First pitch strike taken by the third baseman, Elena Cuar. Tony Puente says that Elena always plays with intensity. As that ball low, great job behind the dish by Gias to prevent Loera from moving on.
As a former catcher, I love showing catchers some love, especially when they keep the ball in front on pitches that they probably don't have the best chance of. It's always impressive.
That one stays high, 2-1. Tavaraya really has been attacking the strike zone early, giving Southwest pieces of good pitches to hit.
She has, but that's the name of the game. Get ahead of batters. There's no better way to do it than strikes. Give your team an opportunity if they do swing to make a play behind you.
Called strike on the outside corner, so the count even at 2-2. One away runner on first for Southwest.
Sit back, drive.
at that location from Tavaraya on that pitch. Going low and in. It looks like catcher Carolina Diaz was set up on the outside corner, and then she just snuck it in on the inside, establishing the low part of the zone. Will be utilized throughout this game.
Maddie Puente, the first baseman. First pitch called strike on the outside corner. So far, Tavaraya has really been attacking the corners.
She has, but what better batter than Puente up to bat? Her coach has said that she can hit just about any pitch thrown her way. So Tavaraya, utilizing the corners, might have to stretch it even more.
Puente looking at a couple of strikes, quickly finding herself in an 0-2 hole as Tavaraya.
And I love that Tavaraya goes even further out. That one clips the corner. Good spin on it. Looks like a curveball.
The 0-2. Just the fourth ball of the inning thrown by Tavaraya.
She is being efficient. When you have a tournament and potentially a long road ahead of you because of as many games as you're going to play, you got to be as efficient as possible if you want to continue to have a fresh arm.
1-2. Left low, count 2-2. The pitch. Oh! Fouled off hard right back into the padding.
I was inches away from sneaking in the dugout of this Brazil team. You gotta have your head on a swivel at all parts of this field.
Southwest calls themselves a scrappy team. 2-2 count, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Fisted up the middle, great play in short, over to first. Did she get her? Yes, she did. Latin America works around a leadoff single to go 1-2-3.
And look at how the range of shortstop Sonata gets to this ball and then hangs on to it as Takahama at first gets the out.
Welcome back. Latin America's road to the World Series. They went 3-1 in their regional tournament. They lost the first game 5-3 and then ripped off 3 in a row, outscoring opponents 34-11 in the final 3 games. And the coaching staff said, you know, they had to travel. The tournament was held in Curacao, so they had to adjust to the jet lag, playing a little bit differently than the other teams. But once they got acclimated, it was a whole new tournament.
Yeah, they said they had a lot of conversations, especially having to bounce back from that loss to Puerto Rico, then coming out and beating them later in the tournament. So a team that's developed a lot of heart on their way. Hopefully they're adjusted to the jet lag, maybe got some extra sleep for this game tonight. It seems like to me they're pretty locked in from their cheers to their at-bats to their defense last inning. They might not have jet lag to knock off.
Karen Takahama, the first baseman, leading things off for Latin America here in the top of the second, 1-1 count. May not have jet lag to knock off, but maybe a little rust. It's been 42 days since they last played. Their regional tournament was held at the end of June. It was June 18th to the 22nd, so that's a long layoff. Yes, you get to prep, but it's been a minute since you've played actual games.
Yeah, I think as a player, that's a tough position.
Tough spot to be in here. That ball traveling all the way off of the fence. Takahama turning her for third. She's on her way in with a stand-up leadoff triple.
42 days, but it doesn't seem like any for Takahama from her last game to this one. Look at this swing, how she's able to stay inside a ball, belt high, driving it to deep right field, turns on the wheels, and gets all the way to third. The screams, the cheers from Brazil, that's a way to start off an inning.
Look at the reaction afterwards. You love the enthusiasm. And that's one of the things that can be deceptive about this lefty lineup. Southwest has been creeping those corners in, but these hitters from Brazil, they can hit for power. This is not just a slap-heavy, bunt-heavy lineup.
And that's the hard part about facing a lineup like this. You don't really know how to play them. Especially when you're the first team of the tournament, you're kind of testing things out. Do you play them as slappers? Do you treat them as power hitters?
Carolini Matsumoto, the third baseman, 1-1 after taking a strike on the outside corner.
Hey, free shot at it.
Ball outside, throw down to third as Takahama easily back into the bag. I mentioned the power of Latin America. They also won their last two games 6-0 each on the outside, so they can do it defensively as well, which I know you love.
As a catcher, former outfielder, even at one point was playing second base in college, played all over the place. And so I have a special love for defense, being able to help your pitcher out, make some plays.
Triple followed up by a walk to Matsumoto. So runners on the corners. First walk of the night issued by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez just missing the corners a little bit during that at-bat. I find where I'm going to narrow my focus a little bit more. Still early in the game, you're still establishing that zone with the umpire, figuring out what you can get, what you can't get called for a strike.
First pitch ball taken just low. So Latin America in a good spot now. Runners on the corners, no one away.
And you wonder if they're going to steal a runner, try and make a little chaos happen here in the infield with their base runners and some speed.
Looked like maybe a hit and run was on. That ball skied on the infield. Catch is made by Cuellar over at third. So one away.
And that pop-up was skied high. She did a good job by getting underneath it, waving her hand, telling everyone that was her ball.
Emiliano was directing the defense as another lefty. Chichione Ito bunch through, runner on the move, no play at second. Had the half throw back to third. Runners now on second and third as Matsumoto advances with a stolen base.
And I actually thought that the base runner, Takahama, was far off of third base. If the shortstop, Trevino, took the throw, she could have been out.
Rise ball misses. Oh my, line right out to right field. That one on a nail. One run is in. Latin America takes the lead.
Latin America loving that right side, the pull side for the lefties. I love how she stays level threw this pitch, palm up, palm down, all the way through that large zone, scoring a run for her team.
Bump it down. Oh, the umpire has waved it dead. Base runner is out for leaving early. It was called by the first base umpire, Edwin Perez.
No pitch now. Read off of that.
So that will go into the books. Well, here's another look.
Ball not out pitcher's hand. E2 is already off of first base, so that's a good call by the umpire. Got it right. I think Brazil's probably just trying to confirm exactly what the out was.
Fernando Oda and Eduardo Matimoto are the ones that went to the umpires to try and ascertain what the call was. It was that the officiating crew tonight, Jaime Rosario Perez is behind the plate, Edwin Ortiz, Monty Murray, and Mark Derringer, who is our crew chief. And it looks like we are going to go back and take another look at this. So from our vantage point, we did not see a signal for an official review. Here's the play in question.
She's already off the bag, and the ball is kind of at what you would call 12 o'clock if the pitcher's arm was going clockwise.
And you can see there, right on the right side of your screen, Edwin Perez right in front of it, immediately called dead ball, called the runner out. That was the call on the field. Should it stand, runner would be out at first, 2 away. That pitch would not then count because technically it didn't happen as the infraction occurred before the pitch was made.
So it changes quite a bit of things. But based on the conversation with Fernando Oda, the manager for Brazil, we couldn't tell if he asked for a challenge or the umpires took it upon themselves to review it. And that matters because each coach gets 2 challenges a game. And if you get the challenge right, you keep the challenge. If you use the challenge and you are wrong, you lose a challenge. Similar to college rules.
So this is a longer look at the play that just occurred.
Que ridículo, que ridículo. Eu cheguei na base. Que ridículo.
Officials coming back over to the field. They have not signaled yet as to the call. Mentioned the manager challenges. You're allowed 2 unsuccessful challenges in regulation, 1 in extra innings. So we do have an umpiring crew at the field. Leaving early is not a reviewable play. The official or the umpires can go back and choose to look at it on their own. It cannot be challenged. So the coaches going back to their respected bases. The call is upheld. The runner is out at first. So we have 2 outs. It's a 0-0 count on the batter. 1 run in already for Latin America with a runner on third.
So because the umpires kind of made that decision, now manager Oda is able to keep those 2 challenges. And early in the game, I was surprised if he was the one to make the challenge because you lose 1 early, you only have to choose between 1 throughout other potential controversial calls later in the game.
Lined to second on a 1-hopper. The batter is retired, but not before Brazil scores a run. A big triple to lead things off by Takahama was the difference as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back. Southwest trailing by a run in the bottom of the second inning. They went 3-1 in their respective regional. They scored 9 or more runs in 3 of the 4 games. Very similar to Latin America. They dropped their opening game to Texas East, ended up coming back and defeating that same team 9-8 to take the championship and advance into this World Series. First pitch strike delivered to Gloria Emiliano, the catcher. It'll be Emiliano, Trevino, and Sanchez due up for Southwest here in the bottom of the second inning. Amadiz, the right fielder, would come to bat if anyone should reach. Count 1-1 after a ball taken outside. And we saw, Riley, in the first inning, Southwest have a really aggressive approach at the plate. Now that they're down a run, does that change or does it become more aggressive?
I think they should stay exactly the way that they were swinging that first inning. Attacking early, 1 run, that's the same mindset that you can have, because you got to score to win anyways. So I just love that they're attacking. Now it's a matter of those balls dropping. When you continue to swing, good things will happen.
2-1. Slicing down the right field line, nearly pulled in. What an effort by Nagasawa. Nearly came up with a highlight reel catch.
I love that effort from Nagasawa there in right field. Look at the range. She's practically behind second base. Her first read immediately going towards the line. She traveled a long way to get that ball, even kind of crashed into the fence. Wow, that would fire me up as a pitcher, that you're laying everything out on the line for me. I'm about to have my best pitch this next one.
The 2-2. Taken inside, ball 3. And the coaching staff wasn't lying when they said they had a lot of players that could go right to left quickly.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of range shown off. Even the shortstop fielded a ball behind second base in the first inning.
Payoff pitch. Another foul down the right field line. This is the first full count of the game that Tavaraya has run into. Did allow a leadoff single to Avaloera in the first before retiring the next 3 batters in order. We'll do the 3-2 again. Called strike 3.
Tavaraya locating the ball well in the outside corner. 3-2. That's gutsy to push it that far out, clipping that corner. And I love the smile afterwards from her. Must feel good when you're able to spin that ball to location rather than throwing it there. Spinning the ball, allowing it to work for you.
First pitch ball to Emma Trevino. That's the first time that Tavaraya has not gotten ahead of the hitter.
Coaches told us that Trevino, when she's on, the team does well. So a leader in this lineup on the field.
Favorite player, Mia Scott.
What a player. She even played all 9 positions on her senior day at Texas.
That's just showing off.
When she threw on the gear and she went back there, I was thinking, there's no way she's about to get this done. She even pitched. I don't know what's harder to do, pitch or throw on some gear and catch one of the elite pitchers on that staff.
I'm still going pitch. I didn't pitch. After I was 10, no more pitching for me.
Yeah, I stopped when I was 8 too, so maybe pitching.
Lifted, foul, and out of play. I like the free swinging, though, on a 3-0 count.
Yeah, that's a hitter's dream. When your coach allows you to do that, that's when you get those meatball pitches, usually down the middle, something that you can really tell yourself, I'm going to swing for the fences on these. What do I have to lose? If it's not there, let it go, take your walk. But if it's there, even if I foul it off, I'm going to take my best swing.
3-1. That one stays high. So second base runner of the night for Southwest on the first walk issued.
We get bats for Southwest. They were good in the first. Got a base runner on, now another base runner on. It's just a matter of those swings that they're taking early in the count, those balls dropping for hits for them.
Maddie Sanchez, the DP. First pitch ball. So Tavaraya has gone first pitch ball, back-to-back batters. Got a piece of that, 1-1.
I like the aggressive swing on a pitch that's up in the zone. Good hitters know that pitches up in the zone are the ones that you can drive out the park. And Sanchez is one of the hottest hitters for the Southwest team. In regional, she hit 500. So you know she's seeing the ball like a beach ball right now, and that's why she had that aggressive swing.
And coach has really credited her discipline at the plate with one of the reasons why she's been able to hit for such a high average. And a good eye here, 2-1 ahead in the count. Oh, that's a tough one. Squibber down the first baseline, did stay foul. So it'll be a 2-2 count to Maddie Sanchez.
And I like that Tavaraya in the circle is continuing to go further up in the zone. Sanchez swung at the kind of chest high, then that one kind of shoulder high. So Tavaraya taking that information and utilizing it to get into a 2-strike count.
Up the middle. Oh, what a grab! How about that sliding play from Matamoto?
I am smiling so big up here. Look at this play, the range, we've talked about it. But I thought this was a hit, an easy one up the middle. Matsumoto, the second baseman, going all the way behind the bag on the knees. We've seen quite a few times that this Brazil team has been moving right to left like their coaches told us they would, but finally an out that really shows off the product of moving right to left.
Give me a web gem any day. As first pitch ball, third straight batter to Gianna Amandiz, the right fielder. Wants to be a nurse practitioner. It really goes with, you know, what Coach Tony Puente says about her humble nature and her faith really involved in that aspect of her life.
Yeah, they call her Super G. Nurse practitioner, being humble. That's the full package that you'd want to coach.
Three and 0. Southwest making Tavaraya work a little bit. Only threw 3 balls, or 5 balls rather, total in the first inning versus 12 already here in the second. Called strike, 3 and 1.
And although there's still only 1 base runner on, I think you hit on it exactly. That you're making the pitcher work, you're seeing more pitches, you're seeing how she's been able to get batters out and what pitches you should attack.
Held up. So another walk keeps the inning alive, second walk of the inning.
We just said it, making pitcher Tavaraya in the circle work even harder. Now she's working to throw strikes in the zone.
Amaya Nuncio. First pitch swinging, healthy cut at the rise ball.
It was a good swing, just a little bit late. She can get her front foot down a little sooner. That same swing, she's gonna be able to drive this ball.
Ava Loera has the only hit of the game so far for Southwest. She's waiting on deck. Good adjustment, same pitch, just a little further out, took it for a ball. The 1-1. Strike 2 called. 2 on, 2 out for Southwest here in the bottom of the second, trailing by 1. Just missed off the outside corner.
And you could hear by the excitement from Brazil, they definitely thought that was strike 3. That's a borderline pitch, so a great eye. But also Tabaraya being able to use that changeup, one of her best pitches in this count.
The 2-2. Nuncio stays alive with a chopper foul down the right field line.
It looks like they want a new ball.
We are getting on into the night here in Delaware. We just passed 10 o'clock local time. You can see from our vantage point there's dew out on the grass. That's going to make the ball slippery anytime you're hitting it into foul territory.
So definitely outfielders have to really find the seam on the ball, get a good grip when they're throwing the ball in.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Tabaraya picks up her 3rd strikeout of the night to keep Southwest off the board. Follow the amazing kids as they experience their own Little League World Series adventure. Download the Little League World Series app and watch highlights, photos, schedules, and more available in the app stores for Apple and Android devices. If you're posting your own content, make sure you use the hashtag LLWS so that everybody else can see what a great time we're having here at the Senior League Softball World Series. Top of the 3rd, Latin America up 1-0. They scored their only run in the top of the 2nd inning on a triple and a single. 9-1-2 due up. First. Oh, there was never a chance. Turning on the Jets is Fabiana Takamoto. That rolls things up to the top of the lineup, Mariana Sonoda. Sonoda flew out to Loera in the 1st inning, the first of 2 outs made by Loera to start off the game.
And what a start that was. Balls tailing down that left field line. She did a good job of tracking them.
Sonoda taking her time getting into the box. Puts it in play to short. Ball's caught to first.
Trevino, the shortstop, on the run, makes the grab, but the throw to first, the entire infield came together. That's a close play, especially with the speed of the base runner diving back. Look at the emotions, the reactions. This is what it's all about, under the lights. My favorite time to play, honestly, was under the lights. Everything just feels a little bit more special.
I hate to say that I'm old enough that we didn't have lights in the field. We had to play in the daytime because the lights weren't up yet. But I know what you mean. Stays on the outside corner, 1-1. Rafa Nakamura lined out to Loera out in left field in her first plate appearance. Off speed, fouled away, 1-2. And so often, as you look at Nakamura, favorite movie, Harry Potter, you have to specify which one, though.
Yeah, there's so many along with the books.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't even think I've watched all the Harry Potter movies. That might be criminal to some people, but there's just so many.
Floated to the backstop, 2-2. I'm gonna go classic. I like Sorcerer's Stone. Last couple of pitches staying high as Nakamura has worked a full count, 3-2, 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Latin America got off to a good start. A slap infield single by Takamoto before a double play erased the runner. Popped up. Is it playable? No, it's out of play. Up the middle, just past the outstretched glove of Gonzalez. 2-out single for Nakamura.
Brazil's bats have definitely heated up in this inning. Yes, the double play happened, but look how Nakamura stays through this large zone. So from bat lag all the way through extension, getting on plane and staying on plane throughout your swing, and keeping that front shoulder closed so it goes up the middle.
Ball squirts away. That allows Nakamura to advance into scoring position for Beatrice Nagasawa. Nagasawa grounded out to second in her first plate appearance, but coaches say she has an incredibly high IQ at the plate. Line drive to left, Loera there and waiting. Hit right on the money, third out made by Loera in left field to keep the deficit at 1 as Southwest will come to bat in the home half of the third. Professional softball is returning to Greenville, North Carolina for the 2026 AUSL Pro Game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, set to take place on Wednesday, August 5th. Learn more at littleleague.org/athletesunlimited. A contingent from Sao Paulo making their way here to Delaware. Sao Paulo, one of the largest cities in the world. Population of just under 11.5 million. As their team leading by 1 against Southwest here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch, little looper. It's going to get down in Tweenerland.
Navalora getting it started once again for her team, this time hopefully being able to get around the bases. But we talked about that lefty tail. This is a tough play. Like Doreen, you mentioned, the Tweenerland right behind that 3rd base makes for a hard play for the shortstop or the left fielder to be able to grab it.
Bunt, beautifully executed. Throw to first in time, but the runner is moved on the sacrifice by Mia Mesa.
And this is looking like textbook softball. Your leadoff batter gets on, your second batter able to move her over. I really like that Mesa, the batter, kept her feet planted in the box, giving herself up with the bunt. But sometimes when batters move out the box, it tends to make a ball go foul, and she had those feet planted until she got it down.
First pitch ball, low and away to Elena Cuar. Cuar was caught looking in her first at bat back in the 1st inning. Second runner into scoring position on the night for Southwest. Called strike.
Manager Tony Puente said that Cuar is all business and she's always asking for more reps and trying to get better at that one thing at a time.
Healthy cut, fouled away, 1-2. The Southwest has had opportunities. They've stranded runners in each of the first 2 innings, have another runner on in scoring position here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This one has very much had the feel of a pitcher's duel up until this point. The 1-2. Good eye, that one stays low, 2-2. Thing I love about Cuar, favorite app, DoorDash.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Might be Uber Eats, but that DoorDash is a close second.
Oh, no close second there. That ball through without a problem. Runner going to be held at 3rd. Throw to the plate was in time, but heads up, base running by Cuar. A single, and now Southwest in business. Runners on 2nd and 3rd.
It's a good job by Cuar, taking that extra base. Even better job with those dance moves. Take a look at, she almost pulled an outside pitch more up the middle. But then this throw from center fielder Nakamoto on the 1-hop home made Texas hold up their base runners.
We're going to have a visit to the mound here for Latin America. That's manager Fernando Oda out into the circle. And again, situations, Riley, I know you have been in time and time again. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, there's less than 2 outs. What is the conversation here?
If I'm Brazil, I'm gonna play in, try and get the out at home. Southwest, they're itching to score a run to tie this ball game. And yeah, you can see it, they are playing in. I think this is a good decision. It's playing in, using your eyes. And then for catcher, Diaz behind the plate, putting on a hard tag if a runner does come home.
Matamoto well in front of the baseline at 2nd base. Everyone else in line with the bag on the infield. First pitch, oh, just fouled down the right field line. And something worth noting, you have the infield drawn in. Outfield is playing regular depth, so a sacrifice fly if you're Southwest is in the equation here.
Wow, that's as close as it can get. If it hits the orange bag, it's going to be foul. It hits the white bag, it's fair. I think they need
protect the activity. So we have activity in the bullpen.
I think they need
to protect the activity. So we have activity in the bullpen. And again, you're right, have to have the protection. DeBrito Silva going out with the helmet. Player safety a premium here.
And I remember playing on fields just like this without someone and the protection. Every pitch, you're flipping your head, making sure the ball's not coming to you. The way it's flying off the bat, though, you don't have very much time to move.
0-1. That one stays high, 1-1. The Southwest knows what it's like to come from behind. They did it in their regional championship game against Texas East. Stayed low, 2-1.
This is a group that's been playing together since 2021. And this summer, especially during regionals, the playoffs, they felt like they've really come together in being able to battle things out and work together.
2-1. Called strike, count level at 2-2. That's a really special group for Northwest Little League. The program was on the verge of being disbanded in 2022. This was the group that came in after that, had a couple of unsuccessful years, but have gotten it together and made it all the way here to the World Series. Puente in play to second, hard on the ground. Runner's caught up, she's gonna be out at home. Latin America's defense getting it done once again.
That was a really good stop in play by Matsumoto at second base, keeping it in front after the bobble. But the hesitation from base runner at third coming home was the difference. Eva Lorea, if she went right as the ball was hit because of the bobble by the second baseman, Matsumoto, she probably would have made it, but the hesitation just delayed her enough to be tagged out at home.
Gloria Emiliano stepping in, runners on the corners, 2 away, first pitch, ball high. So impressed with Matsumoto's defense at second base.
Yeah, she had that ball up the middle, fielding it right behind second. Now staying down, that ball was hit hard.
So is that chopper to short, gloved over to first in time. Latin America works out of a jam. Southwest gets runners on, can't bring them home as Brazil still leading 1-0 as we go to the fourth. Welcome back. Latin America up 1-0. Defense getting it done in the bottom of the third inning, but maybe no play bigger than this one.
On this one, Ava Lorel, check her out at third base. The hesitation for the Southwest team was the difference between tying this ball game up. Matsumoto, the second baseman for Latin America did a great job of staying with the play and going for that out at home. But softball is a game of inches, and when you hesitate, usually the rule of thumb is to go back to your original base. And I've done it before. Players do it all the time. When you hesitate, you try and make up for it and try and scratch that next base across or scratch a run across. But still early in this ball game, a 1-0 Brazil lead. Southwest will have opportunities, but can learn from that in the future of hard hit ball. You might have to see it through.
The player responsible for that 1-run lead, Karen Takahama, leading things off here in the fourth. She tripled to lead things off in the second and then scored later in the inning on a line drive single by Chichione Ito.
And that triple by Takahama was absolutely crushed to deep right field. A couple more feet in it could have been out of here.
Called strike on the inside corner after Takahama got out to a 2-ball lead in the count. Lefty heavy lineup for Latin America if you're just joining us. That changes things for Southwest, not used to seeing, as that one sails to the backstop, not used to seeing that heavy of a lefty lineup. And really, I've only seen one program at the collegiate level that plays like that, Central Arkansas out of Conway, Arkansas. They love to have a lefty heavy lineup, play with a ton of speed, slappers to put pressure on the opposing defense. Again, that ball lifted high, but it's gonna hang up. Catch is made. Takahama gave it a ride, but not quite as far as the first.
Just a few feet difference between that hit and the one previously. This one she got under a little bit more, bottom half of the ball. So instead of hitting middle or top half where it can be at line drive, this one, because she hits the bottom, it hangs in the air just long enough for Southwest to make a play.
Gotta be quick, ladies. Gotta be quick.
Bunted through by Carolini Matamoto. The third baseman walked in her first plate appearance, ended up being stranded at third back in the second inning. Off speed taken for a called strike on the outside corner. I love that pitch from Gonzalez.
Yeah, and I've honestly wanted to see it a little bit more. Brazil seems to be on time with her fast. Now if she can utilize the change in fast back and forth, it's going to be hard for them to hit the ball hard.
Matamoto off the end of the bat, calling for it, and under it is Mesa, 2 away.
And that's exactly what happens when you're able to use a changeup and a fastball back-to-back and spot them both for strikes. It has the batter more out in front, so you tend to get a lot more weak pop-ups because batters are expecting another slow, or their timing is off because of the changeup in the previous pitch.
Are changeups more effective against lefties as they're moving through the box?
If it's coming from a right-handed pitcher to a lefty, when she has her body turned, the ball can almost be hidden at one point. So I have to assume that the changeup, depending on how it's thrown, Gonzalez does a flip change. It could be harder for a lefty batter to pick it up out the hand as it is for a righty batter.
Driven deep to center field. That ball is gone! A solo shot for Carolina Diaz, and it's a 2-0 lead for Latin America.
Carolina Diaz has her team jumping and screaming, and I would too after this swing. You're in a close ball game, 1-0. 2 outs and able to have this swing. Ball is plated belt high, and this is what great hitters do. They don't let a mistake pitch go over the heart of the plate. And I love this celebration. You can feel the energy up here in the booth. And as Brazil, that's something that you're really excited about, the middle of your lineup coming through for your team, and your middle of your lineup having the power to hit the ball the distance.
It's been the number 4 hitter in the order and the number 6 hitter in the order that have gone for extra base hits. And now Tony Puente out in the circle, having a conversation here with Alexandria Gonzalez, and Gonzalez has not pitched poorly, make no mistake about it. It's just been 2 hits that have been the difference for Latin America.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a pitcher's duel like you said earlier, and in pitcher's duels, sometimes one mistake really can be the difference, but it's only the 4th inning. So Southwest has some time to scratch across a few more. If I'm Alexandria Gonzalez in the circle, I'm going to be proud that I've been changing speeds well, limiting the runs. He's been really effective when that changeup has been spotted for a strike.
Ito laced the RBI single in her first at bat. Makes sense that she plays handball. That hand-eye coordination was right on the barrel. Off speed, takes it low and outside. And it's really been the bottom half of the order for Latin America. The 6 through 9 batters, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Talk about getting production from the bottom half of your order.
Yeah, as a former player, that's the best thing that happens in the game when you're heating up, but you're heating up 1 through 9. When the bottom of the lineup gets it going, it pushes the top of the lineup to do the same. It's just this competition back and forth. And I love it. As a player, that's as fun as it gets when you start to compete against the girls on your team.
2-1. Off speed, drops in for a strike, 2-2.
And that pitch is almost unhittable with how she's able to take some speed off of it. It almost feels like it's floating.
Ito lifts it into the night. It's gonna get down. Ito, aggressive turn. Caught up. The tag. Got her on the helmet. Ito had turned to make the move for second base. Couldn't get back to the bag in time. Singled, but picked off Texas with a big defensive play. Now trying to get the bats going. Welcome back. Latin America leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Heads up play by Emma Trevino.
Yeah, it starts with Itu, the swing in that tweener zone, but diving center fielder Emma Trevino on this ball, able to relay it into second baseman Mia Mesa, and then the tag put on by Madeline Puente. This is full defense, everyone getting involved, everyone being heads up. The momentum that Southwest needs to get these bats going. This play, I love the reactions from the team. Getting those extra outs here and there when you need them most is how you are able to stay in ball games that are pitcher's duels like this one.
And it's Trevino who's coming up to the plate first here for Southwest in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Trevino, Sanchez, and Amadiz due up 1-2-3. Amaya Nuncio waits in the 9-hole. If anybody reaches base, we have activity going on in the Southwest pen as well. First pitch strike to Trevino, who walked and was erased on a fielder's choice for 6 in the 2nd inning. Tapped foul quickly. Tavaraya ahead in the count 0-2. Through 3 full innings of work, Tavaraya has given up just 3 hits, a pair of walks, 3 Ks. This will be the 60th pitch of the game for Tavaraya. Stays high, 1-2.
And although Southwest doesn't have a run to show for it, their at-bats throughout this game have gotten better and better as seeing more pitches, making Tavaraya in the circle work for her strikes, attacking balls over the plate, putting more in play.
Over to the left side, 5-3 in the books.
This defense for Latin America has been making it really hard for the Southwest team to get on base. They move their feet left and right. Their coaching staff told us that that's what they were doing best, and to see it now, it's been really impressive. Not only the routine plays, but those extra plays robbing some hits.
Laced over to the right side, right into the glove of Matsumoto, who has been a vacuum over there.
Yeah, if I'm a batter, I'm gonna try and do my best to not hit it to second base. Matsumoto just does a good job of getting in front of the ball, and then the way she's able to field it and kind of gobble it up, keeping it in front, and then making those accurate throws has been really smooth.
Gianna Amandiz reached on a walk in the 2nd inning, first pitch swinging.
And that pitch from Tavaraya in the circle had some good spin, some curveball spin on the outer half, maybe a little bit of drop in there as well.
We have a pinch hitter. Sofia Peralez takes that one high, 1-1. So Peralez batting for Amandiz here in the bottom of the 4th. Takes the ball on the inside corner, 2-1.
And I love that Peralez coaches told us that her kindness cannot be measured. She just has the biggest heart, 100% effort every time on the field.
Swung on and missed, count even now at 2-2.
A big heart, a big swing. She sees the ball a little bit more down. She's on time, can hit it hard.
Leaves it low on the outside corner. Coaches say that Peralez brings what they all need, a little extra happiness every single day. The payoff pitch. Staying on the infield, Matsumoto's under it, makes the catch. As Southwest goes down 1-2-3 for the 2nd time this game. Brazil comes to the plate, leading 2-0. Welcome back. Latin America leading 2-0 over Southwest.
And it started with big hits and also great base running. This triple put a runner on third, lots of emotion, and then more hits. This lefty-heavy lineup, a lot of hard-hit ball to the right side. And then in the third inning, able to score, or great defense to stop the score from the Southwest team. Latin America staying on top and continuing to be on top with the home run, the cherry on top to their scoring 2-0. Latin America, and look at their excitement there at the plate.
Solo home run there from Carolina Diaz. Made it 2-0. Naomi Matamoto has been lights out at second base, has made 4 different plays, has gotten a runner at second, gotten a runner at home, and she's leading off here in the top of the 5th inning, grounded out to second in her only plate appearance so far. As a special talent for drawing, I'd argue also a special talent for playing second base.
Man, the fun fact that our coaches put is that she's afraid of cockroaches.
Listen, I think
and if
that's
she
fair.
sees them, she can't sleep anymore. I'm right there with her with the cockroaches. She might be afraid of cockroaches, but she is not afraid of moving those feet, moving all around the field, getting things done. I just wonder how she would feel if there was a cockroach out there on the dirt next to her. How would she be able to play through that?
I don't want to find out, to be honest. 2-0 from Gonzalez. That one stays high, 3-0. Latin America has 6 hits through 4 complete innings. Takes a called strike. And really, Latin America, they've been manufacturing their runs. Only 1 walk issued by Gonzalez in the game. They have brought the energy early and often. Number off the handle, skips over the glove. And Matamoto going to be safe with a leadoff single.
And when you stayed through a ball like she just did, this one comes in her half, potentially a ball, but because she stays on as long as possible, kind of just muscles it out, able to put some spin on the ball, make for a really tough play.
It looked like an unfortunate bounce for Trevino, just hopped up a little further into the side than she was anticipating as she was ranging over up the middle.
And I think that spin came off more of the handle of the bat.
Oh, quick break as Matamoto into second base with a stolen base.
And I honestly thought to my bare eyes she might have left early, because by the time I saw her, she was halfway to second base. That just shows you how fast she is. We saw the range at second, now we're seeing it on the base path.
Fabiana Takamoto pulls back after showing bunt, grounded out to the shortstop her last time up at the plate. Now Latin America has already had a runner thrown out, or a runner rather called out on a dead ball for leaving early at first base. That was Chichione Ito back in the second inning.
That's not stopping them from continuing to steal bases, continuing to have that aggressive base running. It's a matter of changing your focus on your timing.
Put down. Takimoto out at first on the sacrifice. I have to correct myself. She singled her first time up and then was thrown out on a fielder's choice. So now 1 for 2, or rather 1 for 1 as a sacrifice.
And just moving through the box on this, getting it right back to the pitcher, able to move a runner over, sacrifice yourself.
Turns things over to the top of the lineup, and Mariana Sonora. Flied out to left and a line out at short by Sonora. That was the double play that involved Takimoto. Latin America, their ability to put the ball in play and their speed. As a called strike taken there, it feels like they've been threatening every inning.
Absolutely, and playing against a team who is as aggressive on the bases, can bunt, can slap. This is one of the hardest offenses to go against at all levels of the game. And it really starts with lefty batters not knowing how to play them. Whether you play them in, don't let them beat you in front with the slap, but once they see you in, some of them are just that good that they can then drive something to behind you in the outfield.
That one stays low and out, so a walk issued just the second of the game. I think that speaks to the evolution of the game where lefties are also swinging away. Back when I played, lefties were pretty much slappers and bunters only. There weren't a whole lot that, even if they hit, it was a shorten up and poke as opposed to full swing away. And we've got an infield conference here brought on by the players. You love to see the ownership come from the players themselves without the manager coming out to the circle.
Yeah, it speaks volumes to this team. And we talked about it earlier that this was the core group that kept Northwest Little League, their Little League, together. It was potentially going to be dismantled in 2022. Parents said that's not going to happen. They signed their girls up. Now that core group is now here playing in the Senior League Little League World Series. How special that is for them to have started this and get to play on the biggest stage now.
Big cut swung on through as a little trot down to second base by Sonoda. That's also especially meaningful for manager Tony Puente. He's the president of Little League, of the Northwest Little League in San Antonio. Called strike, 0-2.
Puente, the manager, it's also the president, like you said. He just wants every child to be able to play the sport. He said Northwest will always be that place where every child is given a uniform.
That one stays high, 1-2.
Mia, hold. Mia. Come on, Lex.
Ball put into play hard, skips off the second baseman. 1 run is in, 2 runs are going to come in to score. Latin America doubling up things here in the top of the 5th inning to make it a 4-0 lead.
And pressure on the defense gets the job done. A hard hit ball on the ground. These lefty batters being able to pull balls has been essential. And then the hop just kind of eating up the second baseman, Mia Mesa there. But when you hit the ball hard, I always say it, good things tend to happen. The exit velocity on that ball, even though it hit the dirt, might have slowed it down. That was going to be a tough play no matter what.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd love to see an exit velo because as that ball dropped down, fouled down the third baseline, these balls, the sound that are coming off of the bat, both for Latin America and Southwest, they sound different.
Means these batters are on time. I mean, they've gotten extra rest, getting to watch every other team, so maybe they got a little bit more rest on those muscles to be able to hit this ball with power.
Rafa Nakamura lined out to left field, singled and was stranded. Ball in play up the middle to short, flip to second in time. Got the leadoff runner. That's a heads-up defensive play.
That was a really good job of Emma Trevino. As soon as this ball's hit, her feet are moving, not only to field the ball, but put her in position to make the toss. Once she gathers it, staying low so that her second baseman, Mesa, can see it all the way into her glove. Getting a lead runner that always shuts down the momentum of another team.
Karen Takahama. First pitch stays high and out.
Hey, gotta come up throwing. Let's go.
Oh! That one headed right back towards us. Stays low and out. Takahama, a dangerous hitter, tripled and scored to open up the scoring in the second inning. lifted a fly out to right field in her last at bat. Look at where Amandiz is playing, all the way near the warning track out in right field. Runner on the move, throw not in time, another stolen base for Nagasawa as Latin America has continued to apply the pressure. Third stolen base of the game.
And that's really helped them be able to scratch across a few extra runs. On the ball that deflected off of Mia Mesa there at second base, the previous runs were able to score because they moved them in scoring position.
Off the edge of the glove, it's a foot race. Takahama going to reach safely at first. And the inning continues on for Latin America.
Latin America not letting up, continuing to do anything they can to put pressure on this Texas defense. Ground balls are very effective in this game. Allows the defense to have to play catch versus pop-ups are a little bit easier. Just get under them, squeeze that glove. So Latin America doing a really good job of just piling on with these hard hits.
Carolini Matsumoto took a first pitch strike. Runner's on the move, runner broke for home. No one at third. So Latin America escaping a pickle as Nagasawa able to get herself back into third. Now we got a loose ball. Nagasawa on the move. Nagasawa going to score. Runners move up 60 feet. Takahama all the way into third base.
This is that heads-up base running we've seen from Latin America all game. And slowly just shutting down the momentum that Southwest was trying to get back. This ball kicks away. And the heads-up from Brazil, specifically Nagasawa, did a really good job of letting the play develop, making sure that the ball was secure.
Inning continues still with a runner on third. Great job behind the plate there from Emiliano. Two one. That one stays low and out. 3-1.
Let's take a look at it. The pump fake from catcher. And then this is where the ball got away, getting back to the pitcher, Alexandria Gonzalez.
Ranging up the middle, Trevino makes the play. Latin America gets 3 more runs. They lead 5-0 as we go to the home half of the 5th inning. Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning. Southwest trailing Latin America 5-0 after Latin America plated 3 in the top half of the 5th inning. And they have been stellar, backing up their starter, Tavaraya, who has continued to pitch herself a fantastic game.
She's been really, really good in this circle, getting ahead of batters. Southwest was starting to make her work a little bit more, making her throw more pitches, and she just expanded her arsenal of pitches, moving the ball further out the zone or up and down more in the zone. But you mentioned it, the defense has been stellar behind her, and if you're Tavaraya in the circle and the team's making you work more, but your defense is working harder behind you, you're gonna put the ball on the corners and let your defense play behind you.
Line for Isabella Tavaraya to this point: 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. And Naomi Matamoto has been outstanding at second base for Latin America. First pitch, swinging ball down. A leadoff single for Amaya Nuncio. And if you're Southwest, that's exactly the response that you wanted.
Yeah, no let up for this Southwest team. You got to get something going, better now than later. And it starts with the aggressive swing from Misao. This is 1 ball off the plate, and because she keeps her front shoulder closed and extends through this ball, she's able to just poke it into right field and give her team a base runner.
Southwest has left 4 runners on base in this game. Last inning, the first time they went down in order. That single rolls things over to the top of the lineup. Avaloera has been a pain in the side of Latin America. Has singled a pair of times, lays down the bunt here to the right side. Diving for the bag, but it's still a sacrifice as Loera retired.
Navasera doing anything, or Avaloera doing anything she can to try and leg that out dive. Let's take a look at it. Moving through the zone with this drag bunt and then laying out that close play. I love the effort. Shows how much these girls want to win this game. Anything it takes to get on base.
That's great glove work by who else? Matamoto, the second baseman, coming over to make the snag. Mia Mesa, 0 for 1, does have a sacrifice tonight. Favorite food, cheese quesadilla. That is a solid choice.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I don't really think I've ever had a bad cheese quesadilla.
No, never.
I think we've talked about food enough that I can plan out exactly what meals I'm cooking.
Listen, I'll take the input from all the players. I think that's a great idea. Oh, Mesa ropes it into left center field. That ball is going to get to the fence. Nuncio waves around. Nuncio is safe, but the runner at second is out. Mesa had turned the corner, heads up defensive play. Tagged on the back.
We have to start with the swing from Mia Mesa. Able to extend through this ball. This is pure gap hitting, taking a ball, keeping the shoulder closed, extending more, scoring that RBI, but then the center fielder for Brazil, Nakamura, heads up, getting the ball in to second baseman Matsumoto, putting the tag on. If you're Southwest, you got something going, you got an RBI, single. But if you're Brazil, able to just get those outs here and there, pick up your pitcher, that gives you some confidence in the circle. Even though she did give up a hit, but they had her back, able to sneak another out.
And quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 against the third baseman, Gular. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2. Taken low. If you're Southwest, that's a big hit to the wind that you had in your sails. Mesa, a huge hit into the left center field gap. Left fielder was playing in. That one stays high.
That was probably the hardest ball we've seen hit off of Tavaraya. And so Southwest, they have had better at-bats as this game has gone along. It's a matter of turning those at-bats into runs.
Lifted, cue balling out to right field. Nagasawa is under it to record the third out of the inning, but Southwest gets a run back on a monster double from Mia Mesa.
Last inning, Brazil with this clutch play started with the grab in center field by Rafa Nakamura, but look at this throw all the way in to second from the warning track, and then second baseman Matsumoto able to put on the tag. Just heads up defensive plays all game long from Brazil. And just when you thought that Southwest was grabbing some momentum, that was their hardest hit of the game, Brazil just able to have that clutch defense to support their pitcher.
Latin America has chase starter Alexandria Gonzalez for Southwest as Gianna Amandis into the circle. She and Gonzalez switching places, so Gonzalez playing out in right field, Amandis coming into the circle.
And Amandis' best pitch is her rise ball, and she's great command of the zone. So definitely looking to see that upper part of the strike zone, working more vertical.
Final line on Gonzalez, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 run, 3 earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. So credit Latin America for putting the ball in play and making Southwest play. Due up for Latin America here in the top of the 6th inning, it's Carolina Gias who homered in her last at bat to dead away center field. Ito and Matamoto due up behind her.
Hey, good pitch. Stay there. Right there. Good.
5th inning was the big inning for Latin America. They got 3 runs after scoring 1 each in the 2nd and the 4th.
Yeah, it really felt like their bats came alive, as well as that continuous base running from them being heads up. The ball kicked away from Southwest, and they were just able to take advantage.
GS on for the 2nd time today, homered and now walked to lead off the bottom, or the top of the 6th inning.
Hey, they'll be moving. Be ready for it. Don't hesitate.
Ito, a dangerous hitter. She has singled in both of her at-bats. Pops that one foul.
It's really difficult to bunt a rise ball pitcher. In my opinion, the harder pitchers to bunt, because the ball's spinning towards the top of the zone, so it looks like it's going to be a good pitch for you to be able to get a bunt down, and then it kind of just spins right off your bat.
Skips away. GS down to second base. This may take the sacrifice out of the equation as the runner moves into scoring position.
Yeah, and especially with a ton of lefty batters in this lineup. A ground ball to their pull side, easily able to move a runner over. Right now, first baseman Puente is off the line, so lefty batter can easily pull a ball.
That one gets away again as Gias advances to third. As Latin America getting something going early. Amandiz struggling to find the strike zone as well. Back-to-back batters to start the sixth.
It's a tough position to come in. Yes, this game is in the sixth inning, but it's also her first appearance of the tournament, so still got to knock off some of the nerves. And the nerves have heightened because the anticipation of not only playing, the game started around 9:20, but also it's continued on.
Fourth stolen base of the night for Latin America as Ito safely into second. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Naomi Matsumoto took a first pitch ball. Matsumoto has done a little bit of everything tonight, a little bit like her favorite athlete, Shohei Ohtani, puts that into play over to short. RBI ground out. Brings in another run, make it 6-1 in favor of Latin America.
And this Texas defense, where they were playing to start, they were behind the baseline, so you knew that they were going for an out. They weren't going to be able to make the out at home. But when you're going for the out, that's exactly what you do. You get an out. Also great running by Brazil to move up on the throw to first.
Swung through the first pitch, Takumoto laid down a sacrifice her last at bat, singled and was doubled off back in the third. Oh, 1. That one stays up and out, 1-1. Listen, I think for me watching this game, speed has been the difference maker for Latin America in the game. Drag bunt, oh, and it's a beauty.
And just like you said, speed has been a game changer. Speed allows you to compete at every single play and be able to take that extra bag. But also speed rushes and speeds up a defense. So from plays like this, slow dribbler, it's already going to be a tough play, but pitcher Amandiz sped up and that caused her throw to go in the dirt.
Runner on the move once again, and it seems like Latin America is looking at every opportunity to take an extra base.
And in a tournament like this, when a run rule potentially is in effect, you want to continue to score runs, maybe try and end a game earlier. Still have to score quite a few more runs for this run rule to be in effect at the bottom of the inning.
Leadoff batter up at the plate, Mariana Sonoda. Fly out, line out, walked and scored in the fifth. Your favorite celebrity, Adam Sandler.
I can get with that.
Oh, off the bag at third. 2 more runs going to come in for Latin America. Sonoda comes through with a 2 RBI double.
Hard hit balls combined with speed is the perfect ratio to score some runs at the way Brazil has been doing. Sonoda lets this ball travel really deep into the zone. That's why she's able to drive it right down third baseline. A hard hit ball bounced off the bat, probably slows it down quite a bit, but then able to plate 2 runs with that swing.
This may be some of the best opposite field hitting I've seen at this level, maybe ever.
Yeah, they've been doing a really, really good job of letting outside pitches travel later in the zone, driving it the other way.
Ball in the dirt, gloved. Bumbled, but still the out is made over at third. Sonoda picked off. Got a little bit too far off of the bag on her leadoff, and a heads-up play by Emiliano.
And I like this play by the catcher behind the plate to go to the shortstop, but the hesitation, we talked about it earlier with Southwest, but this time with Sonoda, that hesitation after the ball was thrown to third base. She saw the ball be thrown, didn't expect the bobble, hesitated, and was tagged out. But it starts with Emiliana behind the dish, not throwing it all the way to second, but throwing it to her shortstop, so almost throwing it right at the batter.
A walk issued to Nakamura. It's not just the heads up from Emiliano to throw it to the shortstop. Delivered a strike from her knees. So a good strong throw as Nagasawa shows bunt, takes the first pitch strike.
Don't be afraid to go there. You can do it. Trust yourself. Hey, have some fun back there, kiddo.
Nagasawa 0 for 3 today, does have a run scored, takes a high strike as Emiliano checks on the runner at first. So 0-2 to the number 3 hitter from Latin America. Again, Latin America takes another base. There's zero hesitation in the base running, and that is something that is ingrained in this team.
Yeah, immediately when that ball was down, Nakamura was off.
Oh! Laced right back up the middle, runners being waved around. And Nakamura comes in from second to score on an absolute rope off of the bat of Nagasawa.
That's one of the hardest hit balls we have seen tonight. A line drive right up the middle, getting on plane early and staying on plane throughout the swing. Her knocking knuckles lined up, that creates line drives. The ball got to center field quick, but the base running to complete it by Nagasawa, getting to second scoring position once again.
Karen Takahama tripled and scored, flew out, reached on an error. 1-1 count to the first baseman.
Keep working. Keep working.
Ball hits the backstop. Nagasawa takes an extra base. Latin America had a pair of run rule victories in their regional tournament as Takahama takes a ball high. They beat Curacao 18-2 and topped Bonaire 25-3, so certainly no lack of offensive power. Called strike, full count now.
And with this full count, 2 outs, Nagasawa was going to be on the run, so it's important that the Southwest defense holds their ground to get an out.
Takahama pulls it foul down the right field line, still 3-2.
Hey, that's wet, man.
Latin America came out with an aggressive game plan from the beginning. Both they and Southwest really attacking balls early in the count. As the game has gone on, Latin America has continued that strategy. It's really busted open the game here in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, if it's broke, don't fix it. Continue to attack if you're scoring runs.
Fouled away. We'll do the 3-2 again. Already 4 runs in here in the top of the 6th inning. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Back up the middle. Another hit for Karen Takahama. It's a 3-hit afternoon, or evening, I should say.
She's been battling through every count. Done a really good job of staying on the ball. Doesn't even finish her swing because extension is as far as you need to go when you're using your hips, your rotation. And throwing those hands at the ball. It's a really good job of staying in the zone.
9th batter of the inning for Latin America. It's Caroline Matamoto. last RBI single from Takahama has pushed the lead to 10-1 in favor of Latin America. Called strike. The third baseman 0 for 2 today. Walked, was stranded back in the second inning, popped up in the fourth and grounded out to short to end the fifth. That ball pulled through the right side, just out of the reach of Mesa. Tough ball, good job to at least knock it down by Mesa, but still Latin America with 2 on.
Yeah, Mesa did a good job moving her body to get to this ball. If she doesn't knock this ball down, it can allow the base runner to move up an extra bag, be at third with 2 outs. Now it's easier to score on a ball poked through the infield.
Southwest again bringing in the infield in a huddle. There's 2 outs, so if you're Southwest, you just got to get this last one, get out of the inning, get back to work at the plate. As Latin America has batted around in the inning, Carolina GS walked and scored to start things off. Hammered out to center field, but it's hanging up underneath. Is Nuncio to finally shut the door on the top of the 6th inning. But Latin America busting things wide open. They get 5 more. It's a 10-1 lead. Welcome back to Lions Field at the Senior League Softball World Series in this Pool A pool play game. Latin America leading Texas here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 10-1 after Latin America has gone for 8 runs over the last 2 innings.
Yeah, Latin America's bats are heated up, as hot as you can get, but their base running has really been the key to scoring all the runs, taking extra bags on bobbled balls, or even just stealing, just being heads up throughout the entire game.
Open it up now, let's go, open it up.
Driven deep to center field, off the wall. Maddie Puente giving it a ride on the first pitch she saw.
Good hitters, they attack early in the zone. That's the best pitch you're gonna get. Puente won over the heart of the plate, elevated as well, allowed her to drive this ball. Look at where it's at, belt high, and she's able to just have a flat barrel right to it. And center field did a good job of getting that ball in, but Puente, her speed and the exit velocity off of that ball, both of them combined, it was hard to get her out at second.
Second double of the night for Southwest. Mia Mesa had the first, and then a heads-up defensive play got her off of the base paths. Gloria Emiliano to the plate, 0 for 2, strikeout looking and a ground out. Not one, hammered foul. And this is the kind of approach that we saw from Southwest in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Yeah, attacking early. It allows you to get your timing. When you're swinging, you know if you're late, if you're early. And also put some pressure on the pitcher. When they see you swinging, they can feel it.
Adriana Gonzalez, the pinch hitter for Southwest, batting in place of Gloria Emiliano. Favorite song, Wonderwall. Adriana, You Are My Girl. That is also my favorite. Taken as a called strike on the outside corner. Tavaraya was directing the defense, now locking in on the 2-2 count. Foul tip, caught, strike 3.
It's a good snag behind the plate. Able to grab that foul tip. Emiliano just locking in. As a catcher, that's a tough one to grab after it's fouled. You hear it, you can sometimes see it wiggle a little bit getting into your glove.
First pitch popped up on the infield. Oh! Takahama had called for it. And just a miscue there at the end allows the runner to reach.
And it looks like as that ball came down, Karen Takahama was calling for it. She was camped underneath it. At the last second, it just looks like she moved her glove, and that's what created the bobble.
Southwest with a little bit of life, 2 on. Back up the wickets. Tavaraya. Ball gets away, another one comes in to score. Runner on the move to third. She's out. So Puente scores, but Trevino cut down trying to go from second to third after Sanchez reached.
And softball is all about the next play. It happened twice on this. First, Tavaraya was hit by the ball, tried to get the next play, but then heads up by Karen Takahama going for the runner at third. This is multiple times that Brazil has been able to get the next play, the base runner following either a hit or on this one, the bobble.
Tapped foul down the third baseline. Gianni Amandiz helping their own cause. And look at Tavaraya. That ball was hit hard off of the bat of Sanchez, off of her shin, and just smiling. Let's go back to work.
Absolutely. And as a defense, that gives you confidence. My pitcher's willing to take a ball to the shin and stay in the game, so I need to make a play behind her.
Slow roller to the right side, scooped up by Matamoto. Southwest gets one more. We go to the top half of the 7th. Latin America is still in control. Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning. Latin America 10-2 over Southwest. After Latin America exploded for 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning. They batted around in the order, so it will be Ito, Matamoto, and Takimoto due up for Latin America here in the top of the 7th inning. Now, Southwest did get a run back in the home half of the 6th. Ito singled twice, walked and scored. Takes a called strike at the top of the zone, 1-1.
Amadi's in the circle. She came in, struggled a little bit to find the strike zone. As she stayed in the ball game, she's thrown a lot more strikes, able to figure out the umpire zone, what she can get. And I've liked her composure throughout some of the walks or hits given up. She's stayed very neutral, and that's what you want from a pitcher. Can't tell the game that they're throwing based on their emotions.
Ito fouls it away. As a catcher, how do you help your pitcher through something like that where they're still trying to settle into a game?
You have to steal some strikes, honestly, so it really comes down to being able to frame the ball, make balls look like strikes, trying to be as quiet as possible behind the plate, because umpires, any movement that you give away, it makes them lean towards calling it a ball. So you gotta, as a catcher, it's a tough job. You gotta command the field, you gotta help your pitcher out, you gotta be a leader. There's a ton of jobs, and sometimes I think catchers go a little bit unnoticed behind the plate.
Well, Adriana Gonzalez staying in after that pinch hit. She is behind the plate as Ito has a leadoff walk. All 9 batters in the lineup for Latin America have registered a hit tonight. Sack bunt dropped down right on the line. A fortuitous bounce for Naomi Matamoto as that ball just stayed fair.
And that was as close as it can get. You almost thought that Adriana Gonzalez was going to let it roll foul. It was carrying that way, was slowing down, so that's probably why she picked it up. But Latin America still utilizing every tool that they have in their toolbox, pulling out a bunt.
13th hit of the game for Latin America. Is that fouled back into the screen? Marina Basili pinch hitting here in place of Takimoto, bunts through the offering. 0-2. Basili, the youngest player on this Latin American team. Coaches call her a jokester. Swung through it. It is a drop third strike, but first base was occupied, so you can't advance on the strikeout, but the runners still can advance, so we have 1 away, runners on 2nd and 3rd here in the top of the 7th.
And that was just heads up for the Southwest defense to not even worry about the runner at first, because she was already out. And just immediately, once they grab the ball, look at the runners on 2nd and 3rd.
Hey, you see D-Light, 4-3. Don't be afraid, trust yourself.
Top of the lineup, and Mariana Sonoda. Sonoda doubled in her last plate appearance. Hit hard, belted out to deep center field. It's off the fence. 1 run comes in to score. 2 runs are going to come in to score. 2 RBI double off of the barrel of Sonoda.
Dorian, we keep saying it. I would love to know the exit velocity off of the bat, because that ball was absolutely ripped. That's a pretty swing, starting with the rotational forces. Her hip was gone before the ball was at the plate. And keeping that shoulder closed allows you to drive the ball into the gaps. Just a great piece of hitting by Sonoda at the top of the lineup, getting things going, keeping things going. That's kind of the name of the game for Brazil tonight, is not letting up.
4 RBI night for Sonoda. Rafa Nakamura, hard on the ground over to the right side of the field. Sonoda going to come around to score as Nakamura on for the 3rd time today.
They've all just continued to put pressure on this Texas defense, hitting the ball hard. So Mia Mesa just brought her glove up a little bit early.
I love that there from Puente, going right over to Mesa, giving her a glove tap, making sure move on to the next one.
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes in this game. Won't be the last mistake any of these players make. And so you have to have your teammates' backs.
Puente ready for that one, heads up. Nearly got Nakamura sleeping on the turn, but a 3 unassisted from Puente for the 2nd out.
I really like that play from Puente. The hard hit ball to her, doesn't phase her, immediately knows where she wants to go, and that's first. Then no hesitation going to try and get that 2nd out.
Nakamura over to 3rd. And the thing to remember, if you're Southwest, you're trailing by 11 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Even if this game does not work out in your favor, there are still opportunities in pool play. You have 3 more pool play games to go. So still opportunities to advance. And again, if you're Southwest, you look back on that regional tournament where you dropped the opener to Texas East and came back and got them again in the regional championship.
Yeah, so like you said, whether they can get the win or not, they're more than prepared for the route that it will take. I think it's really impressive that in that regional they were able to beat a team that they had already faced. That takes real guts, real heart, being able to flush something and move on.
Called strike there. And Southwest had to come from behind in that regional championship game. They were trailing, ended up walking it off on an RBI single off the middle, up the middle rather. So a 2-2 count here to Takahama. Pulled foul down the right field line. Three more runs already in here in the top of the 7th for Latin America. Runner on 3rd, 2 away. A 2-2 count. Line drive sent out to left field, gets past Loera. Takahama, just a home run shy of the cycle.
Takahama take a hack. Look at this swing. Once again, not even following through, just going through extension. That lefty tail and left, really carrying it out down the line. Her smile after, I mean, if I was having the day that she was having, you couldn't do anything to take that smile off my face.
A huge day for Takahama, and what's been impressive to me is that she's shown power to both sides of the field. Triple was to right center. That double was all the way down the left field line.
Yeah, so as a pitcher, it's really hard to tell what you should throw to her. And for opposing teams that are potentially watching this game, the same question. Where do you throw her if she can hit for power to both sides?
Pinch hitter coming to the plate for Latin America, number 8, Ani Nakamura. First pitch swung on and missed. stays high, 1-1.
That's a good stop behind the plate by Adriana Gonzalez. It was in the batter's box, who had to move her feet and kind of keep her eye on it while it's kind of approaching the batter.
Nakamura out in front of the offering, 1-2. Coaches say that she knows how to dance, loves to make TikTok videos. The 1-2 stays high, 2-2.
She said her superstition is before every game, she has to go to the bathroom and listen to music, kind of use that time alone, away from her teammates to lock in.
Good at bat here in a pinch hit spot. Has run the count full, 3-2. Would you rather listen to music or do a TikTok dance?
Oh, listen to music. I'm with her. I got to lock in.
Great at bat there from Nakamura. Draws a 2-out walk. Inning continuing for Latin America, Carolina Diaz. As Latin America has batted around for the second consecutive inning.
Once again, the Southwest players coming up to their pitcher, coming up to their teammates, giving them a little pat on the back, some encouragement.
Diaz takes the first pitch strike.
Sometimes as a pitcher, when you're in the circle, it really does feel like an island out there by yourself. You're furthest away from a lot of the infielders. And obviously all eyes are on you, ball's in your hands, so I love when teammates come and talk to their pitcher, make them feel like they're not alone.
Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 is Amadiz. Carolina Diaz, in addition to playing softball, also plays handball. Takes the ball there.
Great stop by Gonzalez behind the plate, blocking it up. Doing anything she can, putting her body on the line.
Tapped foul. Southwest still trying to get out of the inning. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Amadiz gets Gia swinging to end the inning as Southwest down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 12. Welcome back. Latin America in control, up 14-2.
and it has been hits, hits, and more hits for Latin America. They got it started with some line drives, and then look at this power from Carolina Diaz. A home run, jumping on home plate, firing her team up, and they just use that momentum back into the 6th inning. More hard hits. They're hitting the ball to all sides of the field, up the middle, down third baseline, tagging on even more. And I just love that they're piling on the runs, warming their bats up. Lots of smiles all the way around for Brazil.
New pitcher for Latin America. It's number 12, Eduarda Hasagawa. And that closes the day. As we've got a pinch batter as well for Southwest. Let's close the book on Isabella Tavaraya. 6 innings pitched, 64 pitches, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks.
And Hasagawa has a fastball, a changeup. Gonna go back and forth between those 2 pitches. Does a good job of locating the fastball in the zone.
That one flared foul. Pinch hitter is Victoria Savala. Another favorite food of lasagna. Keep saying it's an excellent choice.
The later it gets, the more my stomach starts to growl. Gotta give it up to these players. Waiting all day to play. It's past 11 o'clock here.
That's
keeping the intensity, keeping the focus.
So it's past my bedtime.
I just know these players and us, we're gonna get some really good sleep tonight.
And tomorrow, hopefully.
And tomorrow, in preparation for the week of good softball that we have ahead.
Basili staying in the game after her pinch hit has moved out to left field here for Latin America in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-2. Hasagawa goes inside, stays low and in, 2-2. And this just opening day of the Senior League Softball World Series pool play to start things off before we get into single elimination play later in the week, all culminating with crowning a champion this weekend. Hit hard but foul. The one thing that stood out to me the most throughout the regional tournaments, and it seemed to be a consistent across the teams that lost in the regional tournament, it seems like they always bounce back with run rule victories or very significant, scoring more than 10 runs in their next game out. Drop third strike, down to first in time, leadoff batter retired.
Dorian, going back to what you said about teams bouncing back, especially with those run rule victories. You used to hate it as a player when your coach said you learn more from a loss than you do a win, but in reality, you really do. Now that I'm no longer a player, there's just so many more lessons that you sit and think about. When it's a win, you take away all the good, and you don't really have to think about the mistakes or the miscues. But losses, they really do teach you a ton.
Avaloera, 2 for 2 tonight, dreams of being a veterinary nurse. Loves to take care of animals. As she takes a ball there on the outside corner, 1-1. So then what's the biggest takeaway for Southwest from this game?
It's definitely that speed when you're facing a team that has speed coming out the box, able to steal bases, not to let it speed you up on the field. Make the plays that you know you can make. And then as hitters, understanding that early on in pitchers' duels, you have to have that smart base running.
Avaloera, you said you wondered if we were going to see her switch hitting in the middle of an at-bat. Down 1-2 in the count. This is the first time she's been down in the count all game. Switching over to the right side. Taking a called strike on the outside corner.
And look at that, the adjustment from Hagasawa in the circle. From a lefty batter to a righty batter, she's now able to move the curveball further in the other batter's box. Before the pitch, it looked like she was almost a bit confused at the switch of Avaloera in the circle. She kind of shrugged her shoulders like, did that really just happen? Yeah, it happened, and yeah, she was able to still spot a ball in the outside corner. Look at that smile. I don't think anything's phasing her in the circle right now.
Now back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the 7th for Hasegawa. And now facing Mia Mesa, puts the ball in play to short, and that does it. 1-2-3 inning to shut the door for Latin America as they score 12 runs over the final 3 innings. They take it 14-2 over Southwest.
And what a statement this was for Brazil, coming out your first game to be able to put up runs like they did, pitch like they did. The plays on defense was just the cherry on top to their opening night. If you're Brazil, you've got to be excited about your tournament after this game.
Statement victory for Latin America. 14 runs on 15 hits to cap the day on day 1 here for us on Lions Field at the Senior League Softball World Series. It was energetic, it was fun, there was lots of action, and we are so glad that you stayed with us through it all. For Riley West and our entire crew here in Delaware, I'm Dorian Kraft saying good night. Final score is Latin America 14, Southwest 2.